Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter of your history book, that is Nationalism in India. So in this chapter we are going to study the following topics. First is introduction, then First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation, different strands within the movement, civil disobedient movement, the sense of collective belonging. So we will be doing these topics one by one, and today we are doing introduction and the First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation part. Okay, so let's start with the introduction. So nationalism, what is nationalism? It is a loyalty and devotion to a nation. When we are devoted towards a nation, when we think good of a nation and we work for it, that is called nationalism. We have seen this in the past chapter also. So in this chapter we will pick up the story from the 1920s and the study the non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movements, the movements that took place in India at different levels by different people. So we are going to study about them in this chapter, and we will learn that how different social groups participated in the movement, that how different social groups of the country, they forgot everything and they came together as one nation and they fought for the movement, and how India got freedom. Now, between the two nationalists and the imperialists, there is no meeting ground. Means nationalists and imperialists are two different people. Imperialists work for money and nationalists work for the country. So they never meet. Okay. So we'll start with the First World War. So World War I broke out in 1914. Means it started in 1914, and India at that time, everybody knows, was under the British rule. So what were the problems at that time? So there was increase in defense expenditure that led to increase in taxes in India. Everybody knows when there are wars, okay, so lots of money is expended in the defense, okay, and because of this, where will the money come from the taxes. So because there was increase in expenditure in the defense quota, so therefore there was increase in the taxes also in India. Now new taxes such as income taxes were introduced, custom duties were increased. Means if you have to go from one place to another or something like migration or anything, you have to pay more money to it. Now although all these things were happening, more bad added that crops failed in many parts of India, okay, wherever there was sowing and everything, crops failed, and this led to the shortage of food. So people were not able to meet the daily demands of their food also. There was so much of food scarcity in the country. So First World War had very bad impacts. Then through the war years increased, doubling between 1913 and 1918, leading to the extreme hardship for the common people. And when the World War increased for many years, so there was hardship of 5 years, there was lots of hardship for the people. मतलब कॉमन पीपल के लिए बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो गया था, बिकॉज दे वर नॉट एबल टू सर्वाइव विदाउट फूड एंड ऑल, एंड पीपल होप्ड दैट हार्डशिप वुड एंड आफ्टर द वॉर वॉज ओपन. War was over, but it did not happen, and whatever be the circumstances, people just hoped कि okay, अभी बुरा समय चल रहा है, but once the war is over, everything will be okay, everything will be fine. But this did not happen. People's hope all fall down, and things became more worse after the First World War, right? So First World War, though we were not directly involved, but because we were the colony of Britishers, so people from India also went as to serve in the World War from the side of Britishers. But still people in India, they were suffering from hunger, hardship, and all those new taxes that were imposed. Okay, now came the new movement. Okay, and who came? Gandhi ji came. So idea of satyagrah. Satyagrah is an idea by which a fight for true cause of or against injustice is fought without any violence. Satyagraha means that without any violence, without any war, fighting or bloodshed, we will fight for our rights and we will achieve what we want. So Mahatma Gandhi came back in India in 1915. World War started in 1913 to 1918, and Mahatma Gandhi came in 1915. So at that time also war was going on. So he introduced his concept in Stay in South, his stay in South Africa, he organized several satyagrahas in India. So, what he did in South Africa, everybody knows, against the blacks and whites. So, that struggle he used here also, and he introduced two new satyagrahas in the country. And what were they? The first was the Champaran Satyagraha in 1916, and other was the Ahmedabad mill strike in 1918. So in Champaran, it was from the peasant sides, and in Ahmedabad, it was the strike of the workers, those who were working for the wages and all. They were having so many problems, and for that, Gandhiji worked for. Now next we'll see the Rowlatt Act. So the Rowlatt Act was the act authorized by the British officers to imprison any Indian political leader for 2 years without any trial. So this act was made that if the British government finds anybody working against them or organizing all these kinds of Champaran movement or any struggle type of a thing, then any political leader, those who belong to India, will be taken in custody and put in the prison for 2 years, and without any trial, means they will be just caught and put in the jail, and nobody can release them, nobody can give them bail. So Mahatma Gandhi came out with Rowlatt Satyagraha in 1919. So when this happened, so Mahatma Gandhi introduced new Satyagraha, which was Rowlatt Satyagraha, against this act. Shops were closed, rallies were organized, people went on streets. So everybody closed their shops, rallies organized hui, and people went on strike, and there was no bloodshed and nothing like that. Okay, to crush the movement, British government imposed martial law. General Dyer took command. On day of 13 April 1919, Baisakhi was organized in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. So General Dyer ordered to close all exit gates. He opened fire on the crowd, and then hundreds of Indians died. Indians started to attack the government buildings. This violence forced the stop of the movement. So when this government of Britishers saw that people are organizing rallies, they are not fighting or anything bloodshed. So what did they do? They just ordered that no people will be gathered on a particular place and can have meetings. So this led to this Jallianwala Bagh massacre. What happened on 13th April 1919? Baisakhi was celebrated in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. Okay, so many people gathered there to celebrate the festival. At that time, General Dyer, what did he do? He just closed all the gates of the Bagh and he started firing on the people. There was nothing like meetings or anything. So, but still, people were not allowed, and he just started firing on the people, and thousands of people, hundreds of people died over there, and then they started attacking the government buildings. Also, at the same time, Rabindranath Tagore was given Nobel Prize in Britain, okay, in England, on this date only. So he refused to take that. That on one side you are killing our people, and one side you are honoring us. So that Satyagraha, which was non-violent, now turned into violent, and people started attacking the government buildings, and they were forced to stop the movement. So this is how first Satyagraha stopped. Then started the non-cooperation movement. Then Gandhiji wrote a book, Hind Swaraj, in which he wrote that if Indians started to non-cooperate with Britishers, then India will be independent in 1 year. How to non-cooperate? Like today we have boycotted all the Chinese products, like all the apps we have removed. So this is non-cooperation. We are not cooperating with you. We are not fighting, but we will not cooperate also with you. So to bring Hindus and Muslims together, Gandhiji met Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. So this was a communal problem were there from very early stage. So to remove these things, so Gandhiji met with two people, that is Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, and further they together all the people came together, and then this non-cooperation movement name changed into Khilafat movement, because now Muslims were also a part of this non-cooperation movement. So this was how non-cooperation was now this was how non-cooperation came into being, and this was how Khilafat also came into being. I hope you have understood. Now kindly read the chapter very nicely.